All right, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, so picture this. You're on your way to like a really important meeting.
Oh, I know the feeling.
Right. Presentation's prepped, you're totally on schedule, and then bam.
Your car gives out.
Exactly. I swear it's like machines just know when to pick the absolute worst time.
Right. It's the worst. You think about those machine failures, those little inconveniences.
Yeah, and it's not so little when you're late for something important. But what if, and hear me out on this, what if I told you there's a whole field dedicated to like predicting those breakdowns, like before they even happen?
That's where the predictive maintenance expert comes in.
Exactly. Think of them like detectives for the mechanical world.
I like that.
So that's what we're diving into today. We've got some really cool info from RoleCatcher.com about what this whole predictive maintenance expert thing is really all about.
It's a pretty fascinating field, actually.
Yeah.
Especially now with, Industry 4.0, the Internet of Things, all that.
It's way more high-tech than people realize, right? Forget greasy wrenches. We're talking sensors, algorithms, mountains of data.
It's all about the data.
Yeah.
These experts, they analyze literally everything. I mean, we're talking temperature changes, vibrations, all these tiny little clues that, to them, signal a potential problem.
So it's like they're, what, reading the machine's mind?
Yeah.
Preventing the problem before it even has a chance to happen?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not just like, factory settings or anything.
Right, it's not just about keeping the assembly line moving, although that's important too, right?
No. Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
But we're talking about, like, railroads.
Railroad.
Yeah, energy grids, even healthcare.
Seriously. I never would have pictured a predictive maintenance expert working on a railroad.
It's one of the cool things about this job, honestly, so diverse.
Yeah.
You could be at a state-of-the-art facility one day, then out in the field the next.
Out in the field, any like really memorable on-site experiences?
Oh, there was this one time I was working on a wind farm project.
Wait, a wind farm? Okay, we're going to have to circle back to that one.
It was incredible.
I bet. But we got to talk about the not-so-glamorous side too, right? Can't all be wind farms and cutting-edge labs.
True, it's not always glamorous. It can be demanding, long hours, you need to think clearly under pressure, especially when something critical is at stake.
Yeah, I imagine a malfunctioning wind turbine is a slightly higher stakes situation than, say, my printer jamming at home.
Just a little bit, yeah. You might have to deal with, like, hazardous conditions sometimes or tight deadlines.
And you can't exactly tell a malfunctioning machine to just, like, hold on a sec while you figure things out.
Exactly. Yeah, so picture this. I'm bundled up, freezing, overlooking these, like, massive turbines.
Okay, I'm picturing... Keep going, this is good.
And one of the sensors on, get this, one of the highest ones, starts acting up.
No. Hundreds of feet in the air, sensors on the fritz, talk about high pressure. Would you even DO in that situation?
Well, luckily, we had data from the other sensors, right? So it was really just a matter of, like, analyzing that data, figuring out exactly what was going on, and then,
Getting someone up there to fix it before the whole thing went haywire.
Exactly. That's the beauty of predictive maintenance. You're not just reacting to a problem, you're getting ahead of it.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty amazing example. So for our listeners who might be thinking, sign me up, what does a predictive maintenance expert actually do? Walk us through a typical day, or I guess as typical as it can be with those kinds of work environments.
Right, well, no 2 days are the same, that's for sure. But at its core, it's all about the data. Gathering it from those sensors, running diagnostics, basically looking for anything out of the ordinary.
Like being a data detective, almost.
Exactly. You're deciphering this like secret language. Only the language is data, and the machine is the one speaking it.
That sounds perfect for anyone who loves puzzles, problem solving, that kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
You need a good head on your shoulders, that's for sure. And the technical knowledge, of course.
So what, engineering degrees, that sort of thing?
Usually, yeah. Mechanical, electrical, industrial engineering, those are the big ones. But, and this is interesting, we're starting to see more people from, like, data science backgrounds moving into this field.
Data science, so it's not just knowing how to fix the machine, it's about understanding all the data it's spitting out. That's pretty cool, actually.
Totally. It's this cool intersection of, like, traditional engineering and cutting-edge data analysis.
So let's say someone's listening to this and they're like, this is it. This is my dream job. Where do they even start? Are we talking years and years of specialized schooling?
Well, a solid education is essential. A degree in a related field is usually how it starts.
Yeah.
But don't underestimate the power of hands-on experience.
Right. The old learning by doing approach.
Exactly. Look for internships. Industries that are already using predictive maintenance, manufacturing, transportation, energy, those are good places to start.
Internships, getting that foot in the door makes sense. Then what? How do you go from intern to, wind farm sensor saving expert?
Well, you got to stand out, right?
Huh.
And one of the best ways to do that is certifications. Things like CMRP, CRE, those are for maintenance and reliability. And for the data side, there's CAP, CDS.
Whoa, hold on. I'm going to need a cheat sheet for all those acronyms.
Yeah.
But I get it. Certifications show you're serious. You've gone the extra mile.
Right. And don't forget about resources like RoleCatcher. They've got some really interesting AI tools for job applications.
I was just going to ask about that. So they can help you, tailor your resume to a specific job description, that kind of thing?
Exactly.
Hmm.
Plus, they can help you identify those skills you might not even realize you have that are relevant to this kind of work.
Okay, that's super helpful. Now, we've talked a lot about what these experts do, the skills they need, even how to land the job. But let's zoom out for a sec. Why should anyone care about this? Like, even those of us who can barely change a light bulb, why does predictive maintenance matter in the grand scheme of things?
That's a great question. It's one of those things that's kind of working in the background, but it affects all of us, whether we realize it or not.
Hmm.
Think about it, less downtime for machines. That means fewer supply chain disruptions.
Wait, so you're telling me that by preventing, like, one machine from breaking down, we could potentially avoid those dreaded supply chain issues we've all been hearing about?
Potentially, yeah. And that's just one example. Then there's the cost savings for businesses, which often means lower prices for consumers.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. But it gets even better, right? There's an environmental benefit too.
Absolutely. When machines are running efficiently, they're using less energy, producing fewer emissions. Plus, preventing those big breakdowns means we're reducing waste.
So it's like a win-win all around. Good for businesses, good for consumers, good for the planet.
Exactly. It's about moving towards a more sustainable way of doing things.
So instead of just like running things into the ground and then replacing them, it's about, what did you call it? A more sustainable approach.
Exactly. It's about thinking long-term, building a better relationship with the machines we depend on.
And that's where the predictive maintenance expert steps in, right? Making sure those machines stay happy and healthy for the long haul.
Right. And think about it. Remember that car trouble we talked about at the beginning? Now imagine your car could actually warn you about a problem before it left you stranded.
Okay, yeah, that would have been nice a few times. No more surprise breakdowns on the way to a big meeting, I'm sold. But it goes beyond cars, right? We're talking about like public transportation, even.
Absolutely. Imagine a world where trains are almost always on time because any potential issues are caught and fixed before they can even cause a delay.
And those factories we talked about, running smoother, less downtime, which probably means,
Products can be manufactured more efficiently, potentially leading to lower
oh,
prices.
wow, it really is all connected, isn't it? Who knew a simple oil change could be so profound?
It's not just an oil change, though, is it? It's a whole new way of thinking about how we maintain and interact with the machines that keep our world running.
And it sounds like the predictive maintenance expert is leading the charge. So for anyone out there who's feeling inspired, who maybe wants to be a part of this whole thing, what's the one takeaway, the one piece of advice we can leave them with?
Don't just sit there. Explore. There are so many resources available. Talk to people in the field, do your research. The more you learn about predictive maintenance, the more you see how much potential it has.
This has been awesome. We've gone from car troubles and missed meetings to like a whole new vision of the future, all thanks to data and some seriously smart people. Who knew machine maintenance could be so fascinating?
It's more exciting than it sounds, that's for sure.
That's for sure. So if you're intrigued by the idea of using technology to like solve real world problems, if you're fascinated by data, if you just love keeping things running, well, this could be the field for you. And hey, maybe you'll be the one to prevent the next big breakdown, saving the day from behind the scenes. That's it for today's deep dive into the world of the predictive maintenance expert. Until next time, stay curious, everyone.